Greetings. Welcome to one of our 4 quarterly sessions focusing on various ways that parents can become involved in their child's education. Tonight, we're going to focus on unlocking the power of parent leadership, empowering families to make a difference. I am Dr. Yolanda Holmes, and it is a pleasure for me to host this session with you tonight to share how we can look at various tools and techniques for you to be fully equipped and prepared to lead as a parent in your child's school and with the community and other parents as you collaborate with the administrators and staff in those buildings to ensure a successful academic year for your child. Before we get started, we are going to focus on some important information that you would need if you have translation support requirements. In the top right corner, you will see a captions icon. You click on that icon, then click on the Show Live Captions and select the language of your choice. You may also choose to allow the captions to show in English. The way that we will begin engaging on tonight's session will start in the top right corner. There's a Q&A icon at the top of your screen, and this will allow you to type questions in the box. The questions will be monitored with our team, and if you have a question at the end, we will discuss that as we close out this presentation. Additionally, we will send frequently asked questions along with a recording of this video, so you would be able to have that on hand and reference at your leisure. We ask that you please feel free to share any reactions during the presentation, during any appropriate time, and to ask questions for us. So as we begin this session, I'd like to start with an icebreaker. So this is an opportunity for you to utilize that Q&A feature to share a highlight or your favorite moment of the school year so far. Go ahead and shout that out for us. As you are sharing those various highlights or favorite moments, our team will be monitoring the Q&A chat box, and we'll begin to discuss those shout outs and or questions throughout this session. So here in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools, our superintendent, Dr. Crystal Hill, along with the leadership, have shared the vision, the strategy, and the mission that aligns with the goals and the guardrails of our Board of Education. In our department, we solely focus on engagement excellence. We seek to continue to empower families and or parents, caregivers. We seek to encourage them in various ways so that we can elevate this next level of excellence when it comes to family engagement in our schools. We hope that through this strategic alignment, we can increase the amount of family engagement with our families that will further support and thrust students into a line of great academic success. So tonight, our goals for this session, we want to primarily help parents understand what parent leadership is and what it means. We'll also highlight some important factors and where the benefits of parent leadership will help us gain an even wonderful understanding of how we as parents work daily to ensure that our children succeed. We'll also talk about ways in which you can be involved in your child's education from those lens of a parent and the leadership that you bring. And then in the end, we will discuss how we can build a strong community of parents that are having such collaboration and support, working with one another and with the school to end with a great, successful school year. So what exactly is parent leadership? Parent leadership is a way to educate and empower a diverse community of parents. It's where parents actively collaborate with the school staff and the broader community to support student achievement, which helps ensure success towards the established goals. Parent leadership also helps us to support initiatives that benefit the school by your advocacy, volunteering, supporting, and leading within the community. We have researched, we understand, and we realize that parent leaders shape the school environment, and you are so pertinent to the decisions and the impact that will happen with the learning of our students in the building. The research has shared so many different perspectives and or stories and personal experiences about parent leadership. It shows that parents play a vital part in the educational process and experience of our children. We want to ensure that our partners, our families, our administrators are developing meaningful relationships that will support the learning of each and every child, not just in the school, but also through their life. This helps us to understand that research shows family engagement is one of the strongest predictors of a child's school success. You know, families are so instrumental and critical in this engagement with our schools. You play a pivotal role in your child's cognitive, social, emotional, and educational development from birth to adolescence. Here are some benefits of parent leadership and engagement. We found that when families, students, and schools focus and hone in on parent leadership and engagement in our schools, that parents have an increased understanding of the school system and their child's education. Students begin to feel so much support and confidence knowing that their parents are right there engaged in their school life. And the schools ultimately begin to see that parents bring a fresh perspective, new ideas. They become leaders. They're at the table helping us to cultivate and to nurture this academic success that we want to see our students thrive in. We've also found that empowerment to advocate for children, not just their own, but other children and the community, is another great benefit that families have when they are leaders in this process. Students begin to see their parents in roles of leadership within their schools, and that they too are responsible for them and their academic success. The schools, we ultimately begin to see the enhanced community involvement that begins to take place. It fosters a supportive and thriving school environment that we just won't take for granted, because collaboratively, we are all working together as a community to ensure that we are doing everything we need to do to align our students and our families and work together in a partnership. You see, building connections with other families and school staff is exactly the level of excellence we desire and we hope to accomplish, but we want to do this with you right there sitting with us. Students see that those connections help to build the support that they need, that they too can begin to support their peers and others as they continue to grow in their educational achievements. and process. And then our schools see an increased level of family engagement. And that is a win-win for all of us. As we continue to understand the benefits, we've understood what parent leadership is and what it is about. We've talked about the benefits. Now we want to talk about the ways in which you can get involved or further your involvement and or engagement in this process. You can join one of the parent leadership groups. And if you're already a part of a parent leadership group, which encompasses a PTA or a PTO, a booster club, or a parent leadership group that has been developed by parents who are so heavily involved and dedicated to ensuring that they are there in their child's school and their voices are being heard. Additionally, you can join one of our district parent advisory groups. Volunteer at your child's school, maximizing that opportunity to join in and to share, to volunteer, to assist, fill in the gaps that exist in our schools. Another critical way that you as parents can be involved in your child's educational success is by attending school improvement team meetings. Additionally, you can actually become a part of that team, school improvement team, because we are dedicated to hearing your voice, and we have opportunities and spaces for you to be able to lead on our school improvement team. You're contributing to that continuous school improvement process. You can also join in and listen to our CMS school board meetings and advocate where necessary for things that you know will further advance your child in meeting the needs that exist not only for them, but with other children and at our schools. One of the critical points that we also love about the area of serving as a parent leader is that you are able to provide our schools and our district feedback from surveys that we will garner and ask that you fill out and send back to us. So at this time, we want to take a moment to hear from you in our Q&A feature. Share with us other examples of how to get involved in your school and or district. What are some other ways that you can think of and share with us? As you are sharing that information, our phenomenal team will be monitoring the Q&A feature and share this information so we can discuss this and continue to encourage one another on this journey. So take a few minutes to do that. So as you are sharing your information in the Q&A chat box, we are going to continue in our presentation because we want you to know that we see and we understand and we believe that you have what it takes to be a parent leader. Being a parent leader simply means that you have the ability to communicate and be the bridge, the advocate, the primary individual at the school where we can continue to connect parents and the schools. You could be the one. No, you are the one that we are looking for to be that subject matter expert where you can share with other parents and bring them on board. You have what it takes when you can collaborate and work with school staff, with teachers, and with our partners to reach goals that we have at our individual schools. We know that problem solving is also another great character that many parents have, that innate ability to be able to address challenges that affect their child, and not only their child, but other children. Advocating and speaking up for the needs of our students and families is critical, and it's important as a parent leader. And if you are like me, a parent leader myself, organization greatly influences us and helps us when we are seeking to coordinate events and programs that exist at our schools, whether it's in the band or serving in the booster club, with sports, with every event that we know that our children will partake in. You have what it takes. And so some of these are very simple but true qualities that parents have right now. And so we want you to know that you have what it takes. So now, what are we going to do with that? You're going to be able to look at opportunities when you go to your child's school to see where you can serve. Because we just want you to do what you're able to do. Start small. Starting small helps us to get an idea of the landscape of the school, seeing where gaps exist, attending school events, and then volunteering our gifts, our talents for short-term projects. And that will eventually lead to you maybe volunteering for long-term projects. We want you to get informed. Learn about your school's needs and areas where parent involvement is most helpful. Every school in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools district has a school improvement plan that if you visit your school's website, you can be able to access that plan to learn more about the goals and the initiatives that the administrators and other parents, along with you, look to work on to ensure that we are continuously improving that process. You'll also receive great information about events that are happening and where you as a parent and a family can be engaged in the process. Joining any of the groups, we mentioned parent leadership groups. Our responsibility is to ensure that those groups are aligned and that they are in order, that they are equipped to be able to serve as another area or space for parents to be able to work together cohesively and collaboratively with our schools. Again, those parent leadership groups are PTA, PTO, any school improvement plan, as we mentioned earlier, a school improvement team, as we alluded earlier, a school committee you can serve on. These are great opportunities for you as family and or parents, caregivers, to be able to come in and share and be a part of this phenomenal process. Additionally, we want you to take that initiative. Come in with your great ideas, lead new projects, and support your child's school. Be the inspiration that you desire to see within your school. Share your experiences and encourage other parents to get involved, to serve in leadership roles, to be the one to make the difference and to serve as that voice as we continue to support our students in their level of academic achievement and success in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. Now, we've talked about quite a bit of information, and now we'd like to take this opportunity to speak to a parent who has been in the field serving as a parent leader, but what she calls a parent influencer. Her name is Dr. Andrea Jasper. Dr. Jasper and her husband, Dr. Jasper as well, Dr. Kendall Jasper, have been successful parent leaders in the educational advancement and academic success of their 4 children in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. We'd like to take this time to hear from Dr. Jasper and just have a little chat with her and ask some questions that will help us as we make our decisions and outline our strategies on becoming an effective and a more involved, then engaged parent in Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools. So at this time, I'd like to introduce to you Dr. Andrea Jasper. Dr. Jasper, are you here with us?
I am. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening. Thank you so
Thank you
much
so
for joining
much.
us.
Thank you for having me be a part of this conversation. As you mentioned, I've been a part of Charlotte-Mecklenburg Schools for over 2 decades. I have 4 children um, with ages ranging from 15 to 26. I currently have a sophomore and senior at a local high school. Over the years, my role has changed. Admittedly, in recent times, I've been far more engaged by participating in SLT meetings, being a member of the Athletic Booster Club. I was the former president of our PTSA. I have since joined the district's Parent Athletic Advisory Council. I consider myself to be a parent and student advocate. I also mentor students and new teachers in the district. And then I'm also an unaffiliated group organizer.
That is awesome. And Dr. Jasper, I know, and I've had a firsthand account of many of the various projects and initiatives that you and Dr. Jasper, your husband, have been so instrumental in ensuring that our parents and our students receive everything that they need and ensuring that they have a great experience. And I wanted to be able to ask just this particular question of you when it comes to serving as a parent. What is so important that parents need to understand and know how to be an involved parent and then eventually an engaged parent influencer? What does that mean and what does that look like? Share with us your definition of being involved versus being engaged and then being an influencer.
I mean, I talk to students and parents all the time. Um, as a parent of athletes, oftentimes our home is the landing spot where these athletes come and congregate. And so, one thing that I've come to find and realize is that oftentimes students and parents shy away from the term leadership or being a leader, especially in the school environment. And so I've shifted my language just a little bit by calling them influencers. This is something that they can relate to in this day and age of social media, right? Um, Now, I define parent involvement as something a little more passive, right? We can
Mhm.
get involved by volunteering, by showing up at the school and serving lunch or having lunch with our students or with our students' classes. We can go and we can read in the classroom um, versus parent engagement, which is a little bit more involved and it's more active and collaborative. This is where we actually get in and do the work. This is where there is an exchange of ideas. Um, and so for me, that is a place and space where I feel like I can be most effective. Um, Here are some examples I wanted to share
Uh-huh.
about how we can be better engaged parent influencers at our schools. And I think you said it earlier, Dr. Yo,
Yes.
and the biggest point for me is do what you can when you can, right? We are all in different places of our lives, right? Some of us are well established in our careers and working long hours. We have our significant others and spouses. We have our children. And for those like me, moms of multiples, we have children who are involved in everything, right? And so, but what I mean when I say do what you can, it's more about identifying your capacity, right? What is it that you enjoy doing? What skills or talent sets or knowledge do you possess that can enhance your child or other students' experiences at school? Um, Something else that is vitally important to me is cultivating meaningful relationships. Let's face it, most of us spend a lot of time doing things with and for our children.
Right.
I can tell you that most of my friendships were developed in a dance studio, on a soccer or football field, in a gym, in a basketball game, and then, of course, in the school. Most of us have shared experiences and want what's best for our children, for all of our children. It is easier to encourage our friends to participate and get involved when we're having those conversations about the needs within the schools. It,
Absolutely.
it's also essential to develop those relationships with the people in the building, right? So that are, that includes the teachers, the staff, administration. They are our resource while our kids are in the building. I can tell you that I have at least 3 or 4 people that I can tap into at the school whenever I have questions, when I have concerns, whenever my children just need additional support. Um, and so I firmly believe that when parents and the school teams collaborate those efforts, we can create an environment for our students to thrive.
That is absolutely a phenomenal and well stated, Dr. Jasper. And one of the primary areas that we have focused on quite a bit is one of the core areas that Dr. Karen Mapp highlights, and she's such a guru in the area of family engagement. She's a well-known scholar. We've utilized some of her materials as our team, and our leader, Letitia Hensley, has gone to various conferences in our department along with our team and share the most important parts of the core beliefs that all families want the best for their children, and that we do have that capacity to be engaged at some level. We don't have to be like other parents and in the school every day, but we have some level of capacity to be able to help serve and assist our students and be a very engaged parent. And so, one of the other questions I wanted to ask you tonight before we end our session, and you're sharing such great information, what are some additional innovative ways that parents can become involved in their child's educational journey? And as a parent influencer, as you stated earlier, what are some of the other innovative ways? Because I've seen you in action. I've seen Dr. Jasper, your husband, in action, and I've seen so many parents that have collaborated with you in various spaces to work together and support the goals at the school as well as their children.
So, the only way that I can answer that question is taking the time to develop those relationships with those kids, right? Our students will always tell us what it is that they need and what it is they want, right? And it is through those conversations that I develop my programming and I develop the initiatives to help support them. Now, of course, in that support, we want to make sure that it is within the parameters of, you know, what school leadership wants, right? But how can we go in and advocate for those wants and needs of the students in an effort to support what the school is already doing and what they have implemented in their programming? So some of the things that we have done, as simple as setting up outside of the school and giving out breakfast pastries or
Yeah.
spirit items for a football game, for a big football game. It's rivalry week. So we're really excited about being able to go out there this Friday. We do it on the first Friday of every month at our high school. Um, it is helping to develop and establish a culture that is welcoming and inviting for all families. So the parents, the students, the teachers, culture is really important. And so there are so many different ways, but it really is just a matter of identifying what the wants and desires of the students are. And so,
That is wonderful, and you are so correct. Once we understand what the needs are of our students, and parents can see where they fit in to better support that need, knowing that all of our schools are different. Sometimes our students and families are different, and that is okay because that's what community looks like, and that's where we begin to adapt and serve our students and families the best way that we can. And that's innovation, doing a First Friday, working on our calendars and utilizing the tools and technology that will equip parents to say, hey, I can do this. We choose a Friday, we collaborate together, and I love what you shared, which is what we highly, highly suggest that you align with what it is the administrators and the leadership, I should say, at the school is doing as it relates to the goals that exist. And we will find ourselves being some effective parents making a huge difference in our schools and in our child's education. And so, but Dr. Jasper, with that, I want to thank you so much. And I want to say congratulations and thank you again, you as well as Dr. Kendall Jasper, for the great work that you're doing as a parent influencer in our schools. And so parents, there you have it. We've had some great discussion with one of our parents, Dr. Andrea Jasper, and the information she shared with us. We hope that you've been able to gather some great ideas on how you can become involved and utilize the tools and the techniques that we've shared tonight to become a great parent. And I'm going to say influencer now, and that's our word. We're going to use influencer in the school system. So we want to look at some information in our Q&A. We do have that opportunity to do that, but before, let's do that now, and then we'll highlight our feedback form and QR code. So let's see what some of the questions are that you have placed in the chat for us to be able to address.
Right now, we don't have any questions, Dr. Yo. We did have a great example shared of additional ways to get involved. I believe Dr. Jasper might have already hit on them, but participating as that athletic or band booster club director, volunteering in a classroom, being a resource or connector for families, and mentoring students. So those were some great examples of ways to get involved that were shared in the chat.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you, Molly, for that. And so, absolutely, if we just think a little bit about our time as students and or youth in public education and or private education, we can just remember ourselves ways in which we wanted our parents to be involved. And so we can think about that as well when we go into the schools. Just volunteer, work, and showcase your skills when you were in the band or you were in the booster club, participating with the booster club, or you were on one of the sports team, and bring that level of experience into our classrooms to support your child. And so that is very, very great. Thank you for that. And so now we're going to share our QR code and ways in which you can provide feedback to us so we can better support you and provide the information that is needed so we can have courses and professional development opportunities for you to hone in on. Our goal in our office, which is the Family and Community Engagement Office, our team is led by Letitia Hensley, and we have a remarkable team who oversees the various parts of our entire level of excellence to bring experiences that engage, empower, and elevate our CMS families together. We have our family engagement, collaboration, and effort where we want CMS families to serve and to be served and to have a great, strong connection that is crucial to the support of their student success. And then we have our community engagement. This particular area is led by our colleague, Robin Brown. We work within the community. We are active and we are involved. We look at areas where we can continue to partner with other organizations to provide you with the best so that you can be able to identify and address any key issues or educational related needs and concerns that you may have. And then last but not least, we have launched our CMS Family Academy. Again, this is a little bit different and it is aligned in such a way that you are going to benefit greatly from the courses that we provide. This is led by Madeline Cueto, and Molly Rush also has a great, huge impact in this area as we serve our families and provide professional development courses. So we encourage you to go to our website and check out those courses, scan the QR code, and look at those areas so you can be able to be equipped with the tools and the necessary information that'll help you be successful with your child's academic success and achievement and CMS. And you can also become a presenter. If you have those qualifications and can meet those needs, you can also serve in that capacity. Now, the way to reach us is to be able to send an email to familyengagement@cms.k12.nc.us. Send us an email. Share your thoughts and or concerns even after this presentation, and we'll be able to accommodate any needs or requests that you have to the best of our ability and to answer any questions that you have. Here's our QR code. We want you to share your feedback. You can copy this bit.ly link into your browser and share your feedback or scan the QR code. We'd love to hear from you. We're excited that you're a part of this journey, and we want you to invite others to join us as we can continue to serve you with a great level of excellence, and especially in this area of parent leadership and parent professional development. So thank you so much for joining us. We're excited about what lies ahead, and we look forward to seeing you in one of our other sessions where we will focus on additional ways that parents can serve and have their voices represented, that we can work together collectively to ensure our academic success for our students. Thank you all so much.